Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Dana. I am joined
Hi.
today by Dana Pugh. It is so nice to have you here today, Dana. I love speaking with you and learning from you. You're one of those people I always say, if you have the opportunity to learn from, definitely take it. And Dana, you'll be teaching real world marketing in the APNPI Academy. Great course, and I am excited to hear more about it. Give us just a quick intro to yourself.
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Dana Pugh. I have been photographing kids since 2005 when I first picked up a camera when my daughter was born. And I started my business in 2007. In 2011, I was named the first ever child photographer by the NAPCP, the National Association of Professional Children's Photographers, for my work in 2010. And yeah, I've been shooting families and children lifestyle since all that time. And I've been teaching since 2012, I think, maybe 2011. And I got a studio in 2015, and just a couple of years ago I started to shift towards commercial work for children's
Yeah.
family lifestyle. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So much stuff.
So much in it is. It's a lot to pack into. What's that been? You said
A long
2005,
time.
9,
Yeah.
8,
How many?
2005.
So are we at? We're
15
at 16
years.
years. Yeah, I'm old.
15 years. No. But I also think that when somebody's been in the industry that long and that successful for that period of time, they've got a lot to say and a lot of value to share with the world. And you always, you're what it is, a straight shooter. Always
Yeah.
like it is.
I do. I always tell the truth and how I feel about things, and sometimes that's a good thing.
It's
Sometimes
always a good thing. It's always good. I think people need to hear real talk, and I think that is what you'll be bringing with your course, Real World Marketing, as
yeah.
well. I've
Well, I
looked.
think I've always thought of myself as a truth seeker.
Mhm.
And so in my work, in my photography work, but I feel the same way in teaching. Like there's a lot of people you can learn from who are probably more put together than me, but at the same time, but like I'm just going to tell you,
Yeah.
yeah, how it is for me and what it's been like for the hundreds of photographers that I've taught over the years, and have a real conversation so that you don't feel like you're being pitched to.
Yes.
You're a part of a conversation, and we're all learning together.
Yeah. I think we're all familiar with that. And I think that's why I personally appreciate your approach. Is just you'll lay it out there and you'll share everything that you know. There's no holding back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
We're better together. Like as we're stronger together. If we all have the information, we're a stronger industry.
Yes, yeah, 100%. So, real world marketing, what does that mean to
The
you?
message that we're trying to get out there often gets drowned out a bit. And so for me, I actually don't use social media in the way that many people do. I mean, I have social media. I just do whatever I feel like doing. But I market I market offline a lot more than I market online.
Right.
And I wanted to talk about that. I think that a lot of people, we collect a lot of information about our clients, but we never really get around to using it. I want this course to be about what to collect, how to organize it, and how to use that in a way that really creates cheerleaders for your business and authentic connections with the clients that already exist.
Amazing. I agree. Was going to be one of my follow-up questions was that for marketing, sometimes it seems so much like the only place you can do it is on social media.
Right.
And then it's like a cycle of constantly trying to keep up with the algorithm.
Yeah. And you don't own it, right? So
No?
like
Yeah,
I know I
that's
saw
a good point.
a Canadian photographer say she got locked out of all of her accounts the other day, and she lost them. They
Yeah.
just disappeared. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if you had put, like, I have put a ton of work into social media, even though I don't do social media in the way a lot of people do, I would
Right.
be devastated. But you do own the information that you collect. Like, you have that at the ready. You should have it at the ready offline
Mhm.
for you to use. And like, the thing is, there's always new social media. Like, do you do that? Like, what's this new one?
Reels or Clubhouse, or do you mean like the new stuff?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, yeah.
And then Instagram is constantly changing. Now you're not supposed to like, you're supposed to save. Is that right? And then like the reels. And I like, for me, it's just so much work to
Yes.
to try to keep front of mind that maybe there's another way that's not as much work. Because for me, and I posted this on my Instagram stories today, success isn't just measured by like your job title and how much money you make, although I think those things are important. It's also measured by like how much free time you have, how much you like your job, all of those other things, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, I'd like to find a way to be offline, and I'm getting more and more like wanting to be offline as I get older.
I hear you. It is it's nothing like marketing just in and of itself can sometimes seem daunting. And then you add that layer of catching up with the algorithm. I think it's Reels now, or last week it was Reels that was big on Instagram.
Yeah.
And apparently even the engagement there is down. So how would you keep up with that cycle? So it's
And even
so
like just
refreshing.
figuring out how to make a reels, like
I know. I literally just learned, and now it's not a thing. Apparently, like now it's already
I made
outdated
one. I made one.
information.
I was like, here, Georgia, look. Like, that's my daughter. I'm like, I made a
Yeah.
reels, but I don't know what song to choose. And she's like, oh, this one, and she does it. And I'm like, yeah, see, if I didn't have a teenager, my reels are already really lame, but like she makes them slightly better by choosing good music. But like, I don't know. Oh no, are we?
Clients in us like over, I don't know, it was like Friday, maybe, let's say. And I was like, oh, let's do a reel. And they were like, oh, can we do a boomerang? I'm like, cool, I have the app.
Yeah.
I saved it for one of there was two girls in for headshots. I saved one boomerang. The other one I thought I saved. She
Right.
did an excellent job. I don't know where it went, and it never worked out. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot to keep up with.
It
So I
is a
like that this is going to be more simple.
yeah.
I think less scary for people.
Yeah.
And because that is one of the things that marketing, sometimes you feel like you either need a degree in it or you need to hire somebody to do it for you.
Right.
And both of those things are not necessarily attainable for people. So,
Right. And I
um,
also think because of social media, a lot of times we think we don't really need to spend any money on marketing.
yeah,
It should be free. And the truth of the matter is, if everybody's only doing the free marketing, a great way to stand out is to spend a little money and do something that, like a direct mail out or something that has more impact, a tangible piece instead of a social media piece.
yeah. And social media is very passive
Yeah.
too. So, and I'm certainly not knocking it. I think there are people who have that game down 100% and are working it and they know how to make it work for them. But if you're one of those people who's maybe struggling with technology or not even, this is going to be offer a very different look into how to do something tangible. You have actionable steps. I looked through sort of your course description.
Yeah.
What is it for people who are going to be taking the course? What do you hope they'll walk away with?
I hope they'll walk away, honestly, just like opening themselves up to new possibilities. Because I think, and I always say this in every course that I teach on business, is that we have to remember that as creatives, we have this amazing ability to be creative in our business. And so while I might have a lot of ideas, you probably have a lot of ideas too, and you should spend some time brainstorming. How can you stand out from the crowd? How can you be different? What unique idea can you come up with? And sometimes if you just spend a couple of hours in January, brainstorming ideas, you can come up with a whole marketing plan for the entire year. And then you can just like plan it out and you don't have to think about it. You just have to do what's on your to-do list for the day, you know?
Yep. And January is always a great time for photographers because tends to be our, less busy
Yeah.
time of the year. So I like that. Get it all out in a new year, get it done, get it planned. I like plans. I always find, what's the phrase? There's a saying, something like, oh gosh, now it doesn't even matter.
I started, speaking of social media, I started using Later for social media because I'm like, I'm just going to plan it all out and do it. Like I do it all in one day. I hope it doesn't look like this, but I do it all in one day. On the first Monday of every month, I do all my social media posts for the month. And then I don't really think about it. I go on a couple times during the day and I add some comments and some likes, and that's it. And there's my dog.
Awesome. I'm surprised my dog hasn't busted in here yet. What's one thing you wish you knew about marketing earlier in your career?
Oh, huh. I think that marketing, for me anyways, the reason why I was so hesitant to do it at the beginning was because it felt kind of icky to me. Like I didn't want to sell myself.
Right.
But I think that if you're going to have a business, you've got to get used to the idea of selling yourself. And I don't think, for the most part, it doesn't really matter how people react. It's so interesting moving into the commercial world, which is primarily dominated by men, like male photographers, and hearing how they market themselves and how they just like call people up and say, hey, I think we should work together. And the idea of doing that, like when I first started out, just like that just never would happen. There's your puppy. So I wish that early on, I just wasn't so afraid of putting myself out there and just realizing that, like, what's the worst thing they can say? No.
And then you just move on to the
You
next
just
person.
like,
Yeah.
no, it's not that scary,
It's not. I've been trying to teach. So we've had a lot of snow unseasonably, like more than we've had maybe in a decade, I feel like in Ontario. It's gone now. And one of the days was a huge snow day. I was like, guys, go out, go to the neighbors, try to see if you can make some money. And the first person said no, and they were a little like, oh, well, they're just gonna say. I'm like, no, keep going. There's a whole neighborhood of people. They had, I mean, it was cold, so but they did quite well for the amount of time they spent out there and got over hearing that no, it's just a word, and it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It means you're not the right fit for that person.
Yeah, I know. Even I have like a friend in the States who pitched Disney, and it's a guy, and he pitched Disney. He had never photographed kids before, and he literally got a job from Disney. And then he was coming to me saying, oh, hey, I'm photographing kids. I need a little advice. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, I would never have pitched Disney. Like there's, and now it's like, oh, maybe I should. It just opens up your eyes to like, maybe I should just ask people, like, do you need a photographer? And I think you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
People say yes. Like, don't be afraid of it. If people don't want to hear your message, they just move on, and it's not a reflection of you.
exactly.
It's not about you.
No, exactly. What excites you about the photography industry right now?
Whew.
Our
It's
last hard question, Dana.
And like you said, I'm always so honest. Like when this first happened, I was a little like, I don't know. It's been a weird time.
Yeah.
But I think what we have to realize is that when all this is over, like, I don't think it's ever going to be like over, but when we get it to a place where it's being managed, I think we're going to see a huge boom. I think we're going to see a huge boom in weddings. I think we're going to see a baby boom like we've never seen. I think extended family sessions are going to be like hugely popular. And even like commercial work, a lot of it has been put on hold because of the pandemic. And when it ends, or when it opens up fully again, it's just going to be a huge boom of possibilities. And so I think now is the time to like get your ducks in a row and really be yourself in your work, because at the end of the day, you want to stand out. So those people who are going to hire you see your work and see that difference. That's what's going to make them want to work with you. I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes total sense. And I agree. Like, even every time we close down and then open up, even in Ontario, I'm like, that first couple weeks is like, everybody needs to come in. It's like, oh my gosh, haven't been able to do this for a minute. And that it's like that urgency to get it done. So I can't imagine, like you said, the even bigger possibilities that might be out there once we're, whatever, I'll say it, normal, once we go back to something.
Well, think about all the families that haven't been together for months and months and months, right? And how many of them are going to want to have photo sessions, like with their parents who they haven't had photo sessions with in, like, you know, even I haven't seen my mom this year. I've seen my mom twice in the last year, and we are incredibly close. So we talk on the phone every day, but I've only seen her twice. And we are having a family session as soon as we're vaccinated. Like, we've already talked about it. And I'm sure there's other families out there who are doing that. So it's just like one of those things where, as hard as it's been, we have to realize that it's just ramping up. It's going to be, when, you know, when we're in our new normal, we're going to experience a huge boom. It's going to be super fun.
And for those people paying attention to this, what does that mean? It means get ahead of that. If you know that's coming, get, like you said, get your ducks in a row and get out there. Maybe figure a way and take Dana's class, learn about marketing, and then market to those niches that we just talked about, like family photography, extended family photography. Weddings.
Even like I used to shoot weddings more often, like 10 a year, and I haven't done them in a while. And I was like, whew, maybe I should get a wedding website. Like, I was starting to think that, like, maybe next summer I'll want to shoot weddings, but I don't think so.
I know, I've done one. In 12 years, I've done one. And it was my cousin, to be honest. It wasn't even it was a real wedding, but on an island. So they were like, oh, we need a photographer. Oh, you're a photographer. Can you bring your camera? I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
No, I think now it's funny because I've been working really hard until just this past month. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to start to rest, because I actually think, like, come June, it's going to be really, really busy. And so now I'm just sort of chilling. I'm starting a personal project because it's my birthday on March 26th. I turned 49. And so I am doing a 365 of the last year of my 40s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's called This Is Me at 49. I have the Instagram handle, and I'm going to give you a photo of me or something in my life every day until I'm 50.
That'll be fun. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Something different, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
For me. And yeah.
Keep the creative juices flowing, as they say.
That's right.
Dana, it is always great to talk with you. Like I said early on in the interview, if you have the opportunity to learn from Dana Pugh, you should definitely take that opportunity, because you will walk away with more than you expected, and it will be so useful. So thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much.
And we look forward to your course. Again, that would be Real World Marketing, and it'll be launching on the APNPI Academy soon.
Yay!
Yay! All right, Dana, so good to talk to you.
So good to talk to you. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.